to bed.
I'll be there in a minute. I'm busy doing amazing things.
What are you... Sweet Mother of Celestia, what in Tartarus is that?
You like it? Cool, huh? Took me forever to put together.
What is this monstrosity?
It's the latest craze. It's called a personal computer. Isn't it awesome?
It's the size of the whole room! And is there a lightning rod sticking out the window?
Yeah, it needs a lot of power. But a full-size thunderstorm should give me enough battery power for 8 entire minutes.
That sounds inefficient.
Hey, you just don't understand technology. If you can't finish whatever you have to do in 8 minutes, maybe you're the one with the problem.
What does this abomination even do?
I'm glad you asked. It does many things. It can calculate mathematical formulas faster than Pony minds, allows us to purchase goods and services without ever leaving our homes, and lets us type up documents without having to write it out with our bare hooves.
Wow, that actually sounds extremely useful.
I know! I'm gonna use it to play games!
And now it doesn't. You're going to use something this expensive and ingenious to play games?
Well, how else am I supposed to play the upcoming story-based adventure Welcome to Ponyville?
What is that?
I'm glad you asked, because soon you too will be able to play the game everyone is raving about.
Who are you talking to?
Now you too can play as a pony and explore Ponyville, meet interesting characters, complete quests, make decisions that directly affect the story, befriend ponies, and do all kinds of stuff!
Wait, how'd you do that with your voice?
And the best part is that you get to meet me! There are other ponies there too, but who cares? Me! Octi's in there too. You can make out with her!
What? You're lying.
Nuh-uh, it's true. That's practically all I do in the game.
Wait a minute. How is it possible for me to be in the game and not know what it is?
I don't know. Anyway, all you need is a personal computer, available coming soon for download on the internet webs, or available in punch cards. That's Welcome to Ponyville by Philly Games at phillygames.com.
Was there any reason you went into a sales pitch when there was no one here?
Oh, well, there's a logical explanation for that. You see... Whoops! No time to explain now. I have to raise this lightning rod so I can get enough power to bring up this picture of cats saying funny things.
Final, what are you doing?
Life, do you hear me? Give my creation life! Welcome to Ponyville, coming soon to a lightning-powered personal computer near you.
Warning, making out may or may not be an implemented feature. Punch card version of the game may or may not actually exist. Lightning should never be used for any reason to power personal computers. The creators of Welcome to Ponyville are not responsible for any comments and opinions expressed by Final Scratch, as she is insane and not a role model to be imitated. Children under the age of 3 should not be exposed to personal computers, Final Scratch, or Lightning unless absolutely necessary.
Welcome to episode 12 of the Lightning Round. I'm your host, Lightning.
And I'm your co-host, Crashy Day.
And with us today we have a very special guest. Please welcome AR to the show.
Yes, hello. That's staying in there because I'm random. So, hello. Yes, I'm AR, also known as Cabral95, a part of Muffin Loving Productions. You happen to know that. So, yes, anything else that you've asked that I missed out on?
No, that's it.
Okay, good. Moving right along.
Next thing we talk about, we have some upcoming interviews for the next few weeks. Next week is the week of Everfree Northwest, and we have with us Twilight Couple, one of the authors over on FinFiction. The week following that, we will have an interview with Joe Stevens and the team of A Question Inquirer, and following that, we'll have our interview with Pony in a Box Productions. So, lots of good interviews coming up. And with that, we'll head into the interview this week, which is our interview with Rob Pickren, 53.
Yay.
So, for the first thing this week, we have our interview for the week. With us today, we have Rob Pickren, 53, the well-known author of My Little Dashie.
Hi, hello.
So, why don't you first start by telling us a little bit about yourself and how you became a brony?
Alright. I basically am a fic writer. That's what I mostly do in the fandom. I'm assuming you mean by that kind of stuff, fandom-wise. So yeah, I pretty much just write fics. And what got me into the fandom was one day a friend of mine just started spamming me with the pony comics and pony reaction pictures.
Yay.
He did that for about 5 hours until he finally linked me some episodes. So I watched them, and yeah, that's how it happened.
Spam. Truly amazing in some instances.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't introduce me. Oh, well, that's fine. Anyways.
Well, we didn't think you needed an introduction.
Well, no, because I'm not a part of this podcast usually. I'm like a guest host on occasion.
Introduced, remember?
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Yeah. I forgot it's part of the same video. Never mind. Okay, so moving on. Good time.
You're the stunt double.
No, I'm Pinkie Pie. So,
God help
Pinkie
us all.
Pie. I'm the stunt double of Pinkie Pie. Anyway, yes, lightning. Am I reading the next question?
Yeah, you go ahead.
Oh, okay. We're switching off on and off. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So, who is your favorite pony?
Oh, my favorite pony is Macintosh.
Oh, very nice.
Yep, I'm a Big Mac fan.
Yep. Okay, that was okay.
Yep.
Punniness. Okay. Do you have a favorite episode as well?
Yes.
Lesson zero. Lesson zero.
What?
I just kept repeating myself saying lesson zero because that's an amazing episode in my opinion.
Yeah, but everyone likes Lesson Zero, and I like it, but it's not my favorite. I'm actually, I don't know if the right term is, but I think it's meta or something. But my favorite episode is Season 1, Episode 10, Storm of the Century.
Oh, that one.
I can watch that one anytime and just laugh at it because it's just so random, and everyone just breaking them.
Ah, very nice. That's
Well,
a very good
guys.
episode. I do like that one. I enjoy was it Feeling Pinky Keen is actually probably my favorite one. That's a very good episode in my opinion.
Yeah, that's always a fun one too.
All right. You're next, Lightning. Have fun.
So let's talk about My Little Dashie. For the people that are listening that don't know it or haven't read it, what
You're
is
insane. First off. Second off. Okay. So, sorry. Moving on.
What is My Little Dashie all about?
My Little Dashie is basically kind of a chronology of a guy in a very, very depressing state of his parents have died. He lives alone. He's in a place that's essentially the economy's gone down the drain, and he's struggling to get by every day. And he happens to be a brony. Well, one day he finds a Philly Rainbow Dash in a box, and it kind of goes over different key moments with their lives because he raises her for 15 years. And I won't spoil the ending because if you haven't read it, then that's the biggest hitter there. So that's basically what it is.
Yep.
Okay. Just as a warning to some people, there might be some questions later on that may involve
spoil it.
So,
possibly.
All the spoils.
All the spoilers. Alright. Well, did you have any inspiration for writing a story? Like, was there anything that sort of got you like, hey, this gives me an idea to do this? But did you have any inspiration to start the story off?
What the main thing was that inspired it was the comic it's based off by Opposite Bros. Where, I think it was supposed to be him in it, what he did. He, a little Rainbow Dash in a box, he takes her home, and just a couple little random images of her taking care of her and stuff. And that's what, what I saw was, it was on Equestria Daily, and it's, and the first comments, one of the CC me to and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to do this. So I sat down for 8 hours after previously being up for 36 hours before, and I just wrote it.
Very nice. Yeah, it is a very short story, I would say, but I don't know how long it would take, but it's a pretty short story overall, actually.
About 12,000 words. It's just all in one go. So that's what people say it's long, is because it's a 12,000 word one thing story, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so there's not real chapters to it.
No.
So it's just all one thing. Okay. Yeah, which is actually the next question. How long did it take you to write that? Which you said it was just a one-night sitting?
Yeah, I sat there for 8 hours and wrote it, and then promptly passed out.
Promptly passed out. Very nice.
Yes.
And I mean, do you go back and revise that story after you wrote it, or is it
I was doing that for the first week because I had so many people commenting and helping me with stuff because I I'm not that great of an author. I'm not very good with grammar and all that. I'm not really.
Creative
And I had a lot of
stories
people,
that you have.
and I had a lot of people come to me and say, "Hey, fix this. You can do this." And they even and some people even gave me little ideas to improve upon certain scenes. One of the scenes, the one with when Rainbow Dash leaves, kind of halfway through the story, that was a big inspiration from a person that read it. I don't remember his name. It's been so long, but he helped inspire a big section there. So
Very nice.
Yeah. So, but after that first week, I have not read my own story. I haven't done anything.
A lot of collabing with a bunch of people to help work it out. That's pretty cool, actually. They got a lot of people to help you out with the story like that.
Yeah, my editor the editor I had did a good job, but there were still some things he missed. No one's perfect. I'm not expecting.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of people caught things, and I fixed what I could. After a while, the Google Docs exploded, so I just kind of said, "Meh."
Yeah. Oh, very nice.
So, what's the overall theme of the story, and was there a particular reason that you chose that theme?
You know, I don't really know, because 6 hours, I don't really remember the process when I really don't remember anything of it at all, because I was so tired. And a lot of people always ask me after I wrote it, did I cry? Or I don't know if you're going to be asking that question or not. You probably are.
No, I mean, as a writer, you know, when you're writing the story, you know, you come up with the ideas of like, oh, this is going to be, you know, a good way to make other people cry, but you don't usually cry while writing it, though.
No, my first read-through, after I finished it, I cried, but I still don't know if I cried because of my own story, or I cried because I was so happy to be done and go to bed.
Bed, come to me! I will take you in.
So, I'm pretty sure it was the later, but I don't know.
The latter, yeah. But you never know. I mean, stories are, when you write them, because I do a lot of writing myself, it's something that inspires you, obviously. It's something that you're going to react to, because it's your own imagination and things that you reflect on often. So, yeah, more complexity. So, where were we at? Oh, overall theme to the story. So did you actually, like, plan out a theme, or just sort of like you spluttered it out like typing?
I typed it. I didn't really have much of a theme. When I sat down, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make this guy a downer, loner, all this depressing, and then the Rainbow Dash, and that's just where I went.
So just a basic concept and just ran with it. I love doing that. I did that for one of my stories I wrote. So it's very fun to do. Just build stuff, like literally add on as you write to it, and just like, oh, click and just keep adding.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. The name of the main character, it's never mentioned, and so, you know, the community is taking the call to name it Rob. What do you think about that, though, them naming the character after you?
Wait, Rob? Really?
Yeah.
I actually do not know of a Rob one. The most common one I know is Brian, because
Really?
I know there's a the famous sequel, and there's a threequel as well that people wrote, and those are the most common ones people talk to me, reference me, and he named him Brian. So.
Huh. Oh yeah, I have seen that name before. I have seen Rob before as well. There are a bunch of names, but you haven't seen Rob, huh? That's very interesting. Yeah, but there are so many follow-ups to your story.
When I heard Rob, I'm pretty sure when Equestria Daily did, or not Equestria Daily, but when Everfree Radio talked about My Little Dashie, I think they mentioned they called the main character Rob while they were doing the review of it.
Yeah, that they did. Yes, I remember that because I listened to that. But sometime later, some people, because everyone always asks me, "Hey, can I write a sequel?" I say, "Sure, go for it."
Yeah.
I've kind of accepted the fact that there's people that absolutely hate my story because of all these sequels. But you know what my opinion on that issue is that it's helping inspire people to be creative.
Exactly.
And even though it's their first time, it's very rough. They're learning something from it. So if it has to be my story that suffers in popularity and all this stuff for other people to start something, then I don't care.
Well, and I was going to get into this question a little bit later, but being that we're talking about it now, I can bring it up. I mean, the story had a definitive ending, but it was still open enough where there could have been a sequel. Did you ever intend to do a sequel or write more with that?
No, I never wanted to do a sequel. I'm like, I'm going to write this story. It's going to be a one-shot. I'm going to end it like, I guess it kind of goes back to, where you asked me if I had didn't you ask me if I had a goal for the story?
Yeah.
Yeah, I always forget to say this. There was a goal. There was a definitive goal. And the main goal of the story was to show that life is not always fair. And that everything good must come to an end. Those were the two biggest things. And that's about the ending of the story. And that's how I ended
groan and cry.
Yeah. Now, I have actually, at one time, I had started writing a sequel, but I don't think I'm ever going to go through with it. But it's not one you would think it is. Because everyone's like, oh, you're gonna write a sequel, Dash comes back, the guy goes there. No. Everyone else has done that crap. I want to be done with that. So what I had done, the challenge was, someone had linked me a picture of Celestia as a Philly at a door, say happy birthday. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
Aww.
And I'm like, wait a minute, I could do something with this. And it wasn't really, I don't know if it was going to be a sequel or not, but my idea, because I don't think I'm going to go through this, so I can say it, I don't really care. Basically what happens is, it's the guy 2 weeks later, and he's getting ready to go back to work. He was off for a couple weeks because of emotional stress, and as he's getting ready to walk out the door, bam, Philly Celestia. And immediately he goes, oh shit. And it's a total flip-flop of My Little Dashie, and instead it's a complete comedy of the guy trying to get through the work day, the day at work, because he tries leaving Celestia at his house, but she poofs into his car as he's going. So he's trying to hide this Philly Princess Celestia that can use magic and can fly, mind you. He's trying to hide her while he's at work. And it's just the whole thing was just supposed to be a total comedy of everything going wrong.
Lovely. That sounds like a very entertaining story.
Yeah, I haven't done much with it. I wrote a couple pages and I stopped, and I don't think I'm going to ever finish. But I love the idea. Like, I want it to be different. I want people to, like, oh, a sequel to My Little Dashie, oh, to be sad.
It's going to be the same. No,
it's not.
Epic, no. I shall take up that project.
That's kind of funny because it's like,
Yes. Are we on the next question now? I don't know. What? Yes. Okay. Okay.
The plot device that you used for the story, essentially.
I don't know.
What was that?
I'm sorry. My internet just kind of cut out for a second there. What are you talking about?
Oh, well, the plot device that you used for the story, essentially, was, Twilight ended up screwing up a spell, and that's what sent Rainbow Dash, to our world. And, why did you pick that plot device specifically for this?
Because everyone else has Twilight screw spells, so I want to be cool like them. Now, honestly, it kind of drains back to the idea that it was all written in a rush, the whole story, and I just needed something for it. Because I never expected or planned the story to be at all anything. I wrote it just to write it, I posted it. In fact, after I posted it, I took it down. I'm like, this is stupid. I took it down, and I got yelled at for it. By, 70, 80 people were like, why is it gone? I want to comment. I'm like, okay. Yeah, so I put it back up. Because the story is gonna haunt me for the rest of my life, because if I could take it back, I would. And it's a weird thing, but I would take it back so that I could actually sit down and write a legitimately decent, probably 4-chapter story with it. But it is what it is, so nothing I can do about it now.
Yeah, once you give it to the hands of the public, it's gone.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, pretty much. So is there a reason that you made Rainbow Dash a Philly opposed to a mare in the story? Did you have a reasoning for that or something?
No, that's what the comic by Opposite Bros showed. She was a Philly in a box.
Okay, so it's from the comic. I need to look at that comic, so.
It should be in whatever legit versions I posted, the Google Doc, DeviantArt, and FimFiction should have the link providing to the comic.
Oh, I see.
So.
I have to do that eventually. Probably
I always facepalm or facehoof when people ask, what inspired you to write it, when it says at the beginning of the story, inspired by the comic.
That's kind of an important note right there. What inspired you to write this? Did you read my story? Yes. Did you read the very first line, which is my inspiration for it? Oh, well, no. Caught you red-handed, hooved, thingy. Not sure. So, back to more questions. Indeed, fancifully.
Okay.
So, where did you come up with the idea that time flows differently in the two worlds? If I'm not mistaken, it was one day in Equestria was a year in our world. Is that right?
Yeah, and I don't know. I guess that was simply again
Doctor Who.
For plot device, but that was kind of like Doctor Who.
Yes, I just said it was like Doctor Who. No, sorry. Okay, moving right along.
No, I guess it's just part of the plot device. I don't know. I don't really have any headcanon that's like that at all. So it was just for the story.
It fits for the story very well. It can. So, and as it's supposed to. So, okay. Did you originally intend for it to be like a bittersweet? Oh, we talked about that. Where it became a bittersweet.
I know. I keep accidentally going into questions I know you guys are gonna ask. I do that.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, because there's in interviews like this, there's obvious questions that can be asked. How did you become Brony? Who's your favorite pony? Stuff like that. You have all those obvious questions, but yet the problem with interviews is that you have different audiences each interview, and you have to describe everything all over again.
Oh yeah, and I don't have an issue with that. I
know. I was just saying. I know that. So, where were we? So it was basically the bittersweet ending. Was that intended? I believe it was. Could we answer that earlier? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because that was the point of the story. That everything good in life doesn't always last. I said that wrong. Everything good must come to an end, and you have to learn to let go. It was kind of like a parenting thing. Like you have to actually let go and whatnot.
Yeah.
And bluntly, life is sort of cruel because she was taken back because that was the natural order. She had to go back. She needed to go back. And even though it wasn't hurting anything, they were living fine and happy. It was still not right.
Of course.
And I mean, what do you say to the people that said, "Well, you should have let the main character go with them. He could have been like a pony or whatever and brought to Equestria."
It's the same reason, because it's not right.
I think it's just too cliche also to do something like that.
Yeah, and that is the thing. That is very cliche. Like some people bring up the fact they say my story's cliche, and a lot of people get defensive about that. Of my own story, they say it's not cliche at all because I took a concept and made it different. It wasn't that because yes, there are stories of ponies coming to Equestria or humans going to Equestria. But there aren't ones that do them in this situation.
There are not a lot of them that do them. I have seen it one or two others. I don't even remember them right now, but it's very unlikely to have stories like this. Not as common. And also, of course it's going to be cliche for a story because every story has been done under the sun. Every concept of a story has been done. Hardship endings, blissful endings, it's all been done before. Every single story that's out there is cliche because it's based off of a story. It's based off of life. It's what everyone writes. We write based off of life experiences. So everything's, of course, going to be cliche, people.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I think I have the next question. Me ranting. Going to the next question. Was there any reason that you had Celestia come to get the others to get Rainbow Dash?
Well, I kind of did, if I remember. I want to say I kind of viewed it like they were going to unknown territory. They didn't really know where they were going, so Celestia said that she would go with them just in case. Something like that. Or if I'm right, I want to say Celestia also is the one that had to cast a spell to take them there and then be able to take them back.
True. Yay, Celestia. Ultimate troll in the universe.
I suppose, even if it was Twilight that originally sent Rainbow Dash there, it doesn't necessarily mean she can do that for, 6 other ponies at the same time.
Right.
So, now in the story, being that 15 years passed throughout the course of the story, you mentioned that, I think you said Friendship is Magic had made it to 8 seasons and then had stopped. Is this a personal hope? I mean, do you think the series is going to be able to last for 8 seasons?
I'm fairly certain what I did was I had a D10 and I rolled it. I'm fairly certain that's how that came to be.
Take a die and just roll it. Okay, there are 6 seasons. Sort of
thing. That's honestly, I'm pretty sure that's what I did because. Well, no, I didn't. I know what I did because I looked at a lot of TV shows. I know a lot of TV series last about 9, 10 seasons, 11 seasons, and that's normal TV shows. And I figure that cartoons normally goes 5, 6 seasons.
Yeah.
Some I wanted in between that, but 8. 7, 8, or 9 would have been good numbers, so I chose 8.
Very nice. 8's a good number. I personally prefer 7, though. That's just me.
Because 7, 8, 9?
Uh-huh. I feel sorry for 9. Always getting the blunt of everything. You have so many jokes about 9. 7, 8, 9, 69, and so on. So, did you... Oh, wait, we already asked that. Did you ever attend a sequel? Stupid questions, being repetitive. Let's see. Is it a strange feeling to know that, you've written a very, very popular fan fiction, this entire community? Is it an odd feeling to know that you've done that?
Yes. It is a very good feeling. It was way, way worse early on, because I didn't know what was going on, what was happening, what was, anything. And just being thrown into stuff.
Just
I'm
getting
like,
all
what's
these
going on?
emails.
I'm getting these messages, and followers, and watchers, and, this craziness. And
leave me alone!
I wasn't ready for it. I really wasn't, because it was just so sudden.
I mean, it's really funny because you said that you didn't like the story. You were going to take it down. On FimFiction itself. This is just FimFiction. This isn't anywhere else the fic is posted, but it has 250,000 views, or over 250,000 views on FimFiction alone.
Yeah, that has to include your Google Docs page, fan fiction. Was it on fan fiction? I don't think it is. I don't remember.
I mean,
I never put on ff.net, no.
Okay. Also, there's a video on it. Someone was doing a reading of it. That's where I first saw it. Someone read through the story, did that. That's well over 200,000 views as well.
Yeah. I know Mike the Microphone did one also.
Yeah.
The most popular one, and I lost his name. I'm drawing a complete blank, the guy that originally did the first famous reading. But
it's like a Zeka or whatever his name is or something.
Aska, that's it.
That is it. That is who I saw when I saw that one. It had like 50,000 views on it. That was like 200-something thousand. I'm like, what the?
Yeah, his was the most famous one. Now it's Mike because, well, he's Mike. So.
Yeah, but popularity is such a weird thing. You're like, I'm popular? What?
Yeah, it was really, really unexpected. Because what happened was, after I wrote it, I posted it, and I laid down for, I want to say half an hour, and some reason I woke up. And I'm like, that was stupid. I took it down and went to sleep. I woke up a few hours later, and I saw all these angry comments.
Wow, really?
I'm like, well, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I put it back up, and I had to leave for the day, so I was gone. And I came home about 6 hours later. I had over 400-something messages.
Wow.
I'm like,
so it
what?
was just literally in a day, huh?
400. By the end of the day, the 24-hour mark, if I remember correctly, I had 20,000 views. I got spot number 12 on DeviantArt's top deviations that day.
Wow.
Yep. I had 20,000 views, and I don't remember the comments. I want to say I had about 700 comments.
That's a lot of popularity in one day. It makes me wonder, what were they searching to find that story?
It was total word of mouth. That's really what it was.
Wow. That's amazing.
The people that loved it posted the things on their journals, and then it got passed around like crazy.
Wow. Awesome. That's just awesome. That that was stupid. Click. Half hour later, okay, let me check my email. What the? Wow. That's just insane that happened so quickly too, and then it just built from there, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So because it's so popular, now you've got I think there's 3 or 4 different groups that are like, we should make a movie of My Little.
Oh yeah, the fan made trailer stuff. I saw one that I really liked, a live version of it.
So what do you think about these movies that are coming over? Have they contacted you about this and
Some have. The ones that have pretty much all exploded and died. There's a couple that are more popular going on, and they haven't. And I don't really care, I guess. It doesn't bother me. But, I'm one of those people that I don't care that they're basing off my content. It would been nice if they asked, but then again, if you think about it, I never asked Hasbro to write it, so I don't really, I'm not grudging against them. If they don't want to talk to me or anything, that's their choice, I don't care, so.
Yeah. What do you think of the idea of, the movies coming out themselves, or, someone making a movie, you're like, okay.
I'm completely blown away. I'm, just amazed that people, the art and the music that's popped up, not a lot, but there's been enough.
Yeah, there has been some stuff made for that, yeah. A lot of artwork, I'd say, too. More artwork than anything else, really, for that.
Yeah, I know one of the saddest things, like the first fan art that made me cry was the comic by Dawn Miss Pony. She did she did one of the final letter, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Oh, I think I've seen that. Have you seen the My Little Dashie tribute video with the Phil Collins singing "You'll Be in My Heart"?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Comic strips. Okay.
Yep.
So that was a good one, also. Are there any studies? I think we already did this when you were talking about other stories you want to talk about or anything in the works. You talked about the Celestia one.
The quote sequel unquote that would be to Milo Dashie that more than likely won't happen unless I get really bored and continue it.
Unless I get really bored. That's how a lot of stuff happens. A lot of cool stuff happens when people get bored.
Oh, I know. But right now I have like 7-8 fics I've started and working on and doing this and doing that.
Wow.
But right now, I have 2 definitive ones that will be coming out that I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, if I want to post them both, or I'm just going to go with one. I'm pretty sure I'm going to decide to just go with one of them. So, but now which one, I don't know yet, because I work on one for a few days, and then I'll go with the other one for a few days. So I don't really know which one I'm working on most. Right now, I'm leaning towards a comedy fic titled The Replacement, where it is titled The Replacements, where it is basically,
I'm just saying that The Replacements reminds me of that old cartoon show they had on, I don't remember where it was. The Replacements. Okay, sorry, moving on.
I got the idea from a movie called The Replacements about a football team that goes on strike. So the coach has to get these replacements, and they're all these total misfits of people. And the cheerleaders can go on strike, so what do? They get strippers for cheerleaders. Why not?
Why not?
It is a football movie, but it's not about football. It is a great movie. I absolutely love it. One of the only football movies I love. But anyway, so this story, what happens? Now this was pre-season 2 when this actually started. The concept was born pre-season 2. So so the reason why it's been so slow is I've had to make some changes to it to adapt to season 2. But I'm not going to adapt for season 3. It's not going to be it's going to be a pre-season 3 fic. Anyway, because I keep avoiding the actual topic. The main 6 decide to go on strike because Hasbro toy line will not make the toy show accurate, and they're sick of it. So the main 6 go on strike. And Derpy is tasked by the head of Hasbro, which I'm totally playing with the Hasbro toy line, where it's the world is like it's humans, but half the world is Hasbro stuff. Like you see G.I. Joes walking around and other like My Little Pony stuff. Houses are made of Lincoln logs or Play-Doh and stuff. Awesome. It's a total Hasbro world. And the head of Hasbro, because Hasbro's first official toy was Mr. Potato Head. So the head of Hasbro is Mr. Potato Head. And so Mr. Potato Head tasks Derpy with the job of rounding up 5 other mares and having to fill in for an episode of My Little Pony.
Oh, no.
Yes.
That sounds very, very entertaining right there.
I'm hoping it's going to be great, but I don't know.
Okay. Is there any particular place you're going to be uploading that?
Well, I'm probably going to be doing both DeviantArt and FimFiction. Because DeviantArt takes anything you throw at it. FimFiction has to go through its thing, but I'm fairly certain it'll get on. My little Dashie got on there, and the guy that runs FimFiction hates it, which I find hilarious. Oh, April Fools, that was beautiful. He trolled me hard.
Oh, very nice. He trolled me.
I don't know if you guys ever saw it. The banner for April Fools that showed Nyx saying, "We have all your favorite fan fictions, and also My Little Dashie."
And also My Little Dashie.
Yeah, he got me. I went to his wall and told, "Dude, bravo, that was a nice troll." He's like, "Yep." Anything
else he do to you?
No, that's the only thing I know of.
Okay, that's the only thing I like that I know of.
Yeah, it's the only thing I know of. If he's not anything else.
Very nice.
So, just out of curiosity, the only other story that you have up on FimFiction right now is a story called Dreaming with Ponies. What's that all about?
Dreaming with Ponies was kind of like how it was kind of like how My Little Dashie had been inspired, where I heard a song which someone took the My Little Pony theme and slowed it down and did it with a piano. And the song is linked in the fic because the fic is essentially very heavily inspired, and it's in the fic in a very key part. And it's basically Twilight is the last of the main 6 remaining, and her children come with their grandfoals, and it's just kind of like it's kind of like just a random insert of a random day of them coming over, seeing her, and she relives a past memory, and then the end. I won't spoil the ending, so.
I'm gonna have to go read that.
But it was my first attempt at an actual sad fic, because I didn't write My Little Dashie to be a sad fic. I wrote it to be a lesson fic about how life is cruel and whatnot.
It does both. It's a sad fic and a lesson fic.
So this one was intended to be my first actual sad fic, and I've had people going back and forth saying that either or was better than the other one being sad. So I don't know.
People have all their own taste and everything. Which do you actually? Do you have a favorite between the two? Actually,
those two?
Yeah. Do you have like a favorite between the two? Which one do you prefer over the other?
I prefer Dreaming with Ponies because I actually took time and wrote it.
Oh, okay.
My Little Dash, like I said before, if I could have taken it back and wrote it and then stopped myself from posting it and waited till I actually was mentally able to comprehend what I was doing, I would have read it and improved it and made it better. And instead, I was a fool and posted it right away.
But still, either way, you got popular overall from posting it that day also.
Well, sometimes it's almost better that way. I mean, you come back and you look at stuff and you say, well, it could have been better this way, but maybe sometimes going with your first gut instinct is the best way to do it. And
well, what's great is they're lost in the archives of comments on My Little Dashie on DeviantArt. But there are people that write these long comments defending aspects of my story. Like the biggest one was how the random inserts in the middle from the beginning to the end were so sudden and random, and people are like, well, it's because to show how fast time flies. Mm-hmm. And this, and then people go just back and forth arguing things about my story, thinking into it things I never thought of.
I know, you're like, oh, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, I'll go with that.
Just smile and nod.
Uh-huh.
Just smile and wave, boys. Smile and wave. Kowalski, progress. Oh, sorry. Moving on.
So, that's pretty much all we had to ask for this interview. Any final thoughts that you had? Any shout-outs you want to do?
I don't know about final thoughts. I don't know. I guess, I can do some shout-outs, so I can shout out to I Bring the Lulz. He's one of my very good friends in the fandom, one of my first big ones. Lulz, you're a doo-doo head, as usual. It's okay, he'll get the joke.
Yay.
Yay. And I guess I'm starting another project. It's not a
shit. Gasp. Sorry. Very nice.
I don't want to talk much about it right now. Everybody will something explodes. A radio play.
Ooh. Yay.
All right. Well,
how about does it?
Thank you so much for the interview. That was it was very good to talk.
Great talk. I had fun.
Thank you very much for having me on.
No. Oh, you're welcome. And that does it.
Yeah, that's about it. So with that, we'll head on to for the rest of the podcast. So that was our interview for the week. And with that, we'll move into the weather report for the week.
Ooh, weather.
First on the list this week, we have news from Dish Network that the Hub has been added to their preview packages until the 14th of August. That is channel 179 if you have Dish Network, and you can check that out. The link for that is in the show notes.
Next up, we have Peter New did an interview with Stay Brony, my friends.
How long?
He went over about a 2-hour-long interview, actually. They went over the different voices he did, and they went over some upcoming events and things like that, and they went over a good amount of random stuff, too. So if you want to hear about all that stuff, You can find all that in the show notes.
Yes. In other news, we have the Dennis Daniels Show interviewing Nicole Oliver and some of the voices she does on My Little Pony, which is Princess Celestia and Shirley, if you don't know that. She will actually have a movie that she's in, Taken Back. I'm not sure which character she's portraying in that, but I know she's starring in that. That's coming out August 11th, if you care to go see a movie. Spend money on movies. That's always fun. You can listen to some of her backstory and how she mimicked everyone she heard in multiple accents and such like that. And you can hear more about her voice acting techniques, what's inspired her, and such like that, as most interviews like that for voice actors and actresses are. You can see that in the show notes as well.
Alright, next up is an interview that was kind of impromptu. Apparently one of the security guards at BronyCon was able to hang out with Lauren Faust for a good portion of the convention, and ended up talking to her about some various aspects of the show. And she actually revealed things like the inspiration for characters as well as locations, and even coughed up a little information about some unaired episodes that she had thought of. So very, very cool stuff that she talked about, and you can see that video with the link in the show notes.
Next up, we have a little bit of news that came from John Delancey. The Chicago Symphony Orchestra will be at the Ravenna Music Festival to perform the Magic Flute. That's August 16th and 18th. It's a Mozart opera, but according to my sources, it's supposed to be funny. The best part about this is John Delancey wants you all there. That's right. You all. And the actual best part is that he will actually do free signings while you are there. So if you're...
Sign language or signing with pens?
Signing with pens.
Oh, cool.
I would hope.
I'd hope. Well, I know some sign language, so that'd be kind of neat to see, actually.
He actually wants you to show up and dominate it, I think, maybe. Might be going a little bit too far, but definitely if you're in anywhere near Chicago, there's probably already several meetups set up to get people out there. So definitely, you can check more out on that in the show notes.
Yes, indeed. In more random news, we have Amy Keaton-Rogers. She is joining the Canterlot Gardens. If you don't know about the Canterlot Gardens, that will be taking place September 28th to the 30th in Strongville, Ohio. And she will be attending there, as well as some other people like John DiMaggio, who voices Bender from Futurama, Jake on Adventure Time, and more voice acting pots. Amy Keaton-Rogers is the writer, one of the writers for My Little Pony Princess Magic. And so they're adding some more stuff to that. You can go and attend that if you're anywhere near Ohio. I am not, so I probably won't attend there. That's a sad face for me. And that's all. You can check out more, find the link in the show notes.
More convention news is that we have more announcements from Everfree Northwest. The group just keeps on getting bigger. This time we have some people from DHX itself. James Wooten, the director of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, Rudy is his nickname, and he will be there, as well as Big Jim, which is Jim Miller, and both of them will be making an appearance. They also brought out a press release talking about their con book contest winner, known as Cosmic Unicorn, which has brought out a new piece of art, and also will have a original piece that will be premiered during the opening of the convention. So very cool stuff there. And they're also still looking for staff. They still need more help, so if you're going to be in the area but not necessarily attending the con itself, you can fill out a staff application, and link for all that stuff is in the show notes.
Yay, show notes. Rashi, that's your
That last one was a duplicate from the one you did.
That's right.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
They posted a link to it twice.
It's, it's someone else interviewing Nicole Oliver, isn't it? Just another group of people?
Yeah, it's another...
Yeah. So Nicole Oliver got interviewed again by another group of random people. Feel sorry for her. So many interviews for these people. So, moving on, I take it?
Yes, with that we'll move into the PMTV segment for this week, starting with the videos. First of all, we have the second episode of The Sins of Friendship, entitled Seeds of Mistrust. This one's by McTwiggification, and it's very good. I remember watching the first episode and wanting to see more. This one, they actually went and talked to Applejack in this one, and this story is looking like it's going to be pretty good, so I'm looking forward to seeing more of this in the future. Next on the list, we also have the obligatory videos for the beginning of the month. We have the top 10 pony videos and the top 10 brony songs of the month. The movie Brony brought out the videos, which is just a great collection. Yeah, because I went through it and I don't think there was a single video in there that I thought was, this one wasn't that good. They were all extremely good videos. As well as the songs. Saberspark brought out the top 10 Brony songs of the month. And just as a note, they actually added the Picture Perfect Pony in both the videos and the songs for the month. So
got the same place twice.
Yeah.
The place position has been doubled.
Next thing on the list is that the 4th episode of the Vinyl Scratch Tapes finally premiered this week. On Monday it premiered on Celestial Radio, and then after that was posted to YouTube. And after about 4 months in the making, it's been highly anticipated, and it was absolutely amazing. Last thing I want to talk about is a video that was called Twilight Sparkle is a Very Busy Pony. This one was done by No Pony Knows, and I can only imagine that he had a lot of time on his hands. He went through seasons 1 and 2 and found every instance that they said the name Twilight Sparkle and just did a compilation of it. It's about 6 minutes long, and it's just a little bit ridiculous. So if you want to see any of those videos, the link to all of them are in the show notes.
Mm-hmm.
And that brings us to music.
Ooh.
First up, we have a rock song from Cyril the Wolf titled Say Apple Bloom. It is a fantastic song about, of course, waiting to get your cutie mark. It's a great song, and I definitely recommend checking it out. Next up, we actually have a song called Equestria's Pony Olympics Theme.
Oh dear.
It's actually, it's a Ponified Olympics thing, basically. I don't know how much you can actually say about that, but it's pretty good and definitely worth a listen. That's actually by Boschfire.
Ooh.
Next up, we have a song titled Good Girl by Dasha and the Living Tombstone. It's a great song, and it's supposedly about Screw Loose, which I don't think there's been any other songs about Screw Loose to my knowledge.
No, I'm thinking Screwball. Yep, Screw Loose. There's not really, no. I was thinking Screwball and Daddy Discord, but yeah, Screw Loose doesn't really have anything.
Unless they're the same character. I've seen that before.
No, they're different characters. Screwball is the purple one from the Discorded episode.
Ah, I gotcha. So yeah, first song for Screw Loose.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, we have a song titled Ignition by someone's name I cannot pronounce.
Vladier. That is now your name. Vladier.
Maybe Flatter or something like that. Maybe something simple. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but it's a really good piece, and it's about the ignition of the spark that happened season 1, episode 2.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's actually a really good song, and I think it fits really, really well with the with the theme he was going for. And finally, we have yet again a whole bunch of albums.
Yay!
The first album is PPS 2011, or Pinkie Pie Swear. It's up for $4, and of course you can get all the songs for free, so you don't necessarily have to buy it to download the songs.
Unless you want to donate.
But it's more of a donation thing for him, so he can help start making a career in music, which is the thing he loves to do. Next up, we have Operation Icky, which is a collaboration from a bunch of different artists, like Art Attack, Stormwolf, and Addictia, plus others. And it's to help get Icky to Everfree Northwest for a live performance. Of course, it's still completely free to download, but any donations go to help getting Icky to Everfree Northwest. Next up, we have Apple 2012, which is apparently the Balloon Party's encore album.
Yeah, I remember that album.
Anything
To say about it?
Sorry.
The Balloon Party was, yes, I did like that album. That was well done.
Yeah, the purchases will go towards getting musicians through Everfree Northwest and Circuit Fry through college. It's actually separate from the donations sent through the other album. And next up, we have an album titled The Six.
Oh my.
It's by Taps, and it was a challenge to himself to make his version of the main six more unique, and features vocals by Rina Chan and his girlfriend Moopy.
Moopy.
And lastly, we have one titled Dan, or Determined, D-A-N, or Determined and Neurotic. It actually features 4 songs. You've probably heard them before. They're titled Normal, Broken Glasses, those kind of songs, and a lot of people say they actually are kind of anthems or just represent the fandom and not the show, necessarily. And that does it for the music section.
Very nice. Now we're on to Casting Call, which this is going over a fiction that is looking to do an audio play of this fiction here called, where's the title? Shipping and Handling. An audio play is basically what it sounds like, an audio play of an MLP fiction. And yes, so, they're needing voice actors right now. The story, I have read through the first chapter. It is a very interesting story. You're following the character of Ditsy Doo as she loses her job as a single mother after an accident with her husband, after her husband gets in an accident. And she's left to support Dinky. She loses her job, though, due to her incomplications, that's not the right term. Her disabilities, we'll put it that way. So she goes seeking a new job, finds this other one for shipping in another place for, I don't remember what the place was called right now, but it was for postal service or something like that. She thinks it is. There's shipping mentioned in the word, so. But she goes there, finds out it's not about mail. It's another kind of shipping, if you know what I mean. But if you're interested in this kind of a story, they are looking for voice actors for a lot of characters. They're looking for Ditsy Doo, of course, Fluttershy, Pinkie Pie, Rainbow Dash, Rarity, the main six, basically. Twist, Apple Bloom, Scootaloo, Sweetie Belle, Spikes, Little Pip. Pipsqueak is in this, apparently. I did not know that. Princess Luna, Screwball's in this. You have a lot of various other characters from the background. Bon Bon, Lyra, Carrot Top, Spitfire, Snips, Snails, Diamond Tiara. Mrs. Cake is in this. You have Rocky, who is in this, Madame Flower, Siblinth a lot, and that's going to be quite interesting when I get to those chapters. But there are a lot more characters they needed. You can find the link to where the characters are in the story as well in the show notes. And yes, that is about it for this casting call for shipping and handling. So be sure to look out for that. It's a very entertaining story, I might say. That is all for that.
So we'll head into the final part for this week, which is the fanfic section. I've got something a little bit special planned this week. AR is the author of a fanfiction coming out that he is titled AR and Delta.
Yes.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what AR and Delta is?
AR and Delta is an interesting fan fiction because it's not going to be a story. It's entirely written out in script form. It's going to be an audio play like I just read for Shipping and Handling. It's going to be where you're going to have to... I need voice actors. Not at the moment, though. I have all the first case done. It's basically following these two characters named AR and Delta. They are both Pegasus, and they live in the city of Baltimore. They are investigators. AR is a clumsy numbskull who... sees things other ponies wouldn't see, and is very good at guessing and making random connections no pony would think of. Delta's a very smart and logical pony who helps keep AR in control during the investigations that they do. They go through some life-threatening situations here and there as well. And
about how many chapters do you think that's going to be, or how many episodes?
So far we have 8 planned out, but I'm more than likely there's going to be a lot more at the rate that me and my co-writers are making up stories on the spot.
And you mentioned case 1's pretty much done with the scripting portion. How long until you can expect like a release for that?
Honestly, I have no idea because our audio engineer is my main concern. He's off in Europe and he won't be back for some time. I don't know when. But so he'll be helping us with that. But right now, I'm focused on making some details with it because case 1 is all done. We have all the voices we need, and we just need to work on the arts, which is what I'm doing with my artist right now. Sitting down with him, we're literally doing Skype call and screen sharing. We're working with art together on these scenes. And then we're waiting for him. So, and that's about it for that series. So we have all that planned out. Anything else?
I guess so. Is there anything that you do need? Like, do you need any more artists? Do you need any more?
More artists would be very nice for this as well. Maybe some people make music as well would be pretty cool. It's going to be a comedy adventure mystery sort of series, so it's going to be a mixture of sort of like Sherlock Holmes, Doctor Who, and Scooby-Doo. I don't know how that works, but it just does for a series like this.
All right.
Friendship is breakfast. Yes.
So,
should I say how you guys want to contact me in case anyone actually is interested in contacting me for that? Anything, maybe? Yes, no? Should I say that?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you could just email me at cabral95@gmail.com. That's going to be in the show notes as well, I take it. So you can email me there if you're interested in this or helping out in any way. So it'll be a fun production. There's not a lot of people involved as of yet.
So that'll bring us to the end of the podcast for this week. Be sure to tune in next week. We'll have a little bit of a recap of what happened at Everfree Northwest, as well as our interview with Twilight Cobble. So we'll see you next time.
Indeed. That is all. Goodbye, everybody. It was nice seeing you. Or talking.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. And I know whoop your ass! Eating my sesame cake.
For dramatic effect.